9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Discussing everything about the afterlife and spirit world. Coming to you all the way from Ireland, it's Sandie Byrne.
This is Sandie, host of the Life AfterLife podcast. I want to invite you to become a patron of the podcast. For just €5 per month, you will get ad-free content, video episodes, exclusive events and discounts throughout the year as a thank you for your support. Check out the link to my Patreon page in the description box attached, or go to Patreon and search for Life After Life with Sandie Byrne. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Life After Life with me, Sandie Byrne. And I can't believe that this is the last episode of the podcast for 2023. I hope that you all had a really good and peaceful Christmas. For those of you who were spending your first Christmas without a loved one, I hope that you managed to find peace. And I hope that you spoke to them and that you included them in your celebrations over the last week or so. I know it's difficult, I've never lost a life partner or anything like that, thank God, or a child. But, I know that there's so many of you. I met a lot of you already this year. So I was sending my love and my best wishes out to you over the few days. But now we're looking forward to a new year, okay? And in just a few days, we'll have a brand new year, and it will be 2024. I just can't believe it. To me, it feels like it was only like a couple of years ago that we celebrated the new millennium. But here we are, 24 years later. So I wanted to dedicate this whole episode to giving you a little forecast as to what 2024 will hold for all of us, okay? So just bear in mind that for the purpose of this podcast, obviously I can't give everyone an individual and personalised forecast, but I will give a universal forecast for the year and a personal forecast based on the date of the month that you were born. Okay, now it's not going to be an individualized one because obviously you're all born in different months and different years. So obviously if we were doing an individual numerology reading for each one of you, you would have more detail that would be specific to you. So this would be a general one, if you like. So first of all, for those of you who have maybe, heard the term numerology, but you don't know anything about it or you've never had your forecast done, let me just very quickly explain about numerology. Okay, so numerology is one of the oldest ways of foretelling the future, and it has been used continuously for more than 2,000 years. And in my opinion, this tells us everything that we need to know about its accuracy in predicting the paths that our lives will take. Okay, because if it wasn't, if it was useless, people wouldn't keep coming back. So numerology was invented by our old friend Pythagoras, who some of you might remember from, when we did maths at school. We learned one of his theorems anyway, at least. Now, it's a long time since I did that, okay? It wasn't yesterday that I left school. I know it's something about a right-angled triangle and the square of the angle across from the hypotenuse being equal to the square of or the sum of the square on the other two sides, something like that. But I'm not good. Don't quote me on that. Okay, it is a while, but it's that guy, that Pythagoras. Now, Pythagoras lived a long time ago because he died, almost 500 years before Jesus was born in Nazareth. Okay, but Pythagoras was the inventor of numerology, and although he was a man of maths and of science, he also had a huge belief in spirituality, and in particular the afterlife, and more importantly, reincarnation. Okay, so taking what he knew about the science of numbers and what he learned about the afterlife and about astrology, he devised this system so that we could accurately predict what our lives have in store for us. Okay. Now, I previously did a series of videos on TikTok and Instagram. Okay, I did them ages ago regarding the science of each of the numbers. And I'll put a link into the description box attached below here, wherever it's attached, depending on where you're listening to the podcast. But I put a link to the first video in the series. There was 15 very short videos, about each number and, the 0 and the introduction to numerology and, the master numbers 11 and 22 and that. So there were 15 short videos in total, only about 2 or 3 minutes each. So I'll put the link to the first one. They were done in a series, so one will be after the other, okay? So once you've got the link for the first one, you'll be able to find the others, okay? And it's just the science of, where each of those numbers come from and how they, progressed into what we see as them today, okay? So now that you've got some little idea of where numerology comes from, let's talk about the universal year number for 2024. So the universal year number, it's the general influence that will affect all of us for the year, okay? So to get the number for each year, we add the digits of the year together until we get a single number, okay? So for example, for 2024, we'd add 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4. And that gives us the universal year number of 8, okay, for the whole year of 2024. And this number will affect all of us, starting on January the 1st, through to December the 31st, 2024. And this is different to each of our personal year numbers, which can affect us from October of the previous year. Okay, now that's maybe going a bit too deep into it. I don't want to get too complicated and to confuse you, okay? So let's just say that the effect of the number 8, which is the universal year number for 2024, we will all feel it in our energy from January the 1st, 2024 to December the 31st, 2024. So when I'm doing numerology charts for people, we do concentrate on personal year numbers and personal month numbers to give people a roadmap of what they need to concentrate on when going forward. But for the purpose of this podcast, I can only give you a general forecast of what to expect from the overall energy of the year to give you some guidance on what you might experience during 2024. Okay? So firstly, let's talk about the number 8, which is the universal year number for 2024. And the number 8 is about power. Okay? It's about power, it's about control. And, it's really good for those who share their talents and their creativity with the world. Because if this is you, maybe if you're a writer or an actor or even maybe a teacher or anything, so if you share part of yourself with others, this is the year where you will get rewarded. Okay? It's also a good year for happy marriages, but equally a good year for those who are seeking freedom from a bad relationship through divorce or separation. So in short, it's a year for you to find, I suppose, your happiness, be it within the relationship that you're in or outside of the relationship. Okay, so I suppose it's a double-edged sword in that regard. It's also a year to embrace your sexuality, okay? And it's also a year of fertility and prosperity. So those of you who are hoping maybe to start a family, or if you're working on starting a business or developing your business, the 8 is always a good year. Okay, but remember, this is possible only if you are aligned with your purpose and your self-awareness. Okay, so, we can say that prosperity will come to those who are in business, but only if you're in the right business and only if you're working towards it. You can't just sit back and wait for things to happen. Okay? The number 8 always has an influence on finances, but it could go either way. Okay, so either it's a really good year for finances or it's a really bad year. There's seldom an in-between. So that means that every decision you make regarding finances this year should be really considered and never taken lightly. Okay, so while there is a possibility that each decision will bring great returns, there's also the possibility that bankruptcy or financial ruin will follow. So don't jump into anything during 2024. Make sure you've taken a step back and you've given everything a lot of thought and consideration. Now, 2024 is a plentiful year on the unemployment front and, as I already said, on the front of finance. But it's also a year where you face the consequences of your actions or inactions, as it may be. Okay, so if you've put effort into things over the last few years, then you will get the return this year. But if you haven't put effort into yourself or to your life or anything over the last few years, then you will deal with the consequences of not having put in that effort this year. Okay? So those who have been working on themselves and their self-development, they'll get the payoff. Okay? If you haven't, then you may face disappointment, particularly on the career front this year. So as I already said, the number 8 is related to power, to authority, to leadership, to ambition, but also to balance and harmony and karma and justice, okay? It teaches us to seek equilibrium in all areas of our lives, such as our work, our relationships, and our spiritual growth. It's a year to manifest your goals and to take charge of your life, okay? Now, I did mention karma. So karma is the idea that our actions have consequences, both in the present and in the future. You know, it's like a cause and effect, effectively, okay? So it shows us that we are responsible for our own destiny. And karma is a way of learning from the outcomes of our actions. So the number 8 is closely linked to karma because it has a circular and balanced shape. You know, if you picture the number 8, if you were to lay it on its side, it's the same symbol as the infinity symbol. So therefore it shows us that what goes around comes around and there's no escaping it. Okay? So our actions always return to us in some form, be that good or bad. Okay? So if we act with honesty, with compassion, with generosity, you know, if we put out those things, we'll attract positive vibrations of the number 8. And that can bring us abundance and success. However, on the other side, if we act with greed, with jealousy, or with spite, then we will attract the negative vibrations of the number 8, and that can cause us real problems and real challenges. So during 2024, please do act with some forethought, okay? Because how you treat others will become part of your karma in the future, okay? So don't get too stressed yet, okay? Because if you have harmed or stolen or humiliated or disrespected another person, you will have the chance to make amends this year. And I suggest that you take that opportunity. Okay? So that's the general influence of the 8th year. So now we're going to move on to some, individual forecasts. These are based on the day of the month that you were born. Okay, and as before, this energy, it will affect everyone's energy equally because it's not personalized to each person. Now, to get your personal forecast number, we add the digits of the day that you were born on. So for example, if you were born on the 12th of a month, we add the 1 and the 2 together until we get 3. And therefore 3 will be your number for the personal forecasts. If you add the digits of your birth date together and get another double digit, then you need to add them together again. Okay, so for example, if you were born on the 28th of a month, when you add the 2 and the 8 together, you'll get 10, and then you add the 1 and the 0 together and you'll get 1, and that will be your number. So you're always reducing double digits down to a single digit. There's a few exceptions to this rule, and that is where you get a master number. Okay, so if you were to add your digits together and get 11, so for example, if you were born on the 29th of a month, okay, then you would add the 2 and the 9 together and that would give you 11. You wouldn't reduce an 11 because an 11 is a master number, okay? And although, if this is the case for you, okay, the forecast for the number 2 will affect you, but you should also listen to the end as I have some extra predictions for those of you who have the 11 master number. Okay, now there are other master numbers which I won't go into here because, as I say, this is just a general forecast, but a 22 and a 33 are also master numbers. Okay, and 44. So let's start with the ones. So you're a 1 if you were born on either the 1st, the 10th, the 19th, or the 28th of any month. Okay, so this is for you. 2024 will be a time of change, a time of progress, and a time of new beginnings. Now is the time for you to plant seeds and embark on new adventures. Your actions this year will have a significant effect on the coming years. So if you're not daring with opportunities this year, then you will be unlikely to receive opportunities in the following years. So now is the time to act and to be bold. It's a time for doing. But, there's always a but, opportunities should be studied and considered carefully. Impulsiveness won't be helpful during 2024. Hard work will be required this year. Now, this will also be a year to break free from anything that you've been holding on to that hasn't been serving you well. So that covers things like bad relationships or friendships, stagnant careers, all those kind of things. Now, this will take courage, so you need to believe in yourself. And the universe is helping you to break out of your comfort zone and to take your life to a new level. You will have a lot of energy during 2024. So do some sort of physical exercise every day. Otherwise, you might experience nervous tension in your body or in your mind. Okay? Remember that you're number one. So it's time to put yourself first in any area of your life where you've been taking the back seat. Okay? Because this year you want to take back your power. Remember that you deserve the best. Okay? So that's it for my number ones. Now we'll move on to the number twos. So you're number two if you were born on the 2nd, on the 11th, on the 20th, or on the 29th of any month. Okay? The 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, or the 29th of any month, it makes you a 2. But also if you were born on the 11th or the 29th, you fall under the master number 11. So do listen to the end. I have some extra information for you under the 11. Okay, so for my twos, 2024 is a year of patience. Okay, changes or ventures that you've introduced to your life over the last couple of years, they're developing slowly. You need to sit back and allow things to mature on their own. Okay, don't force anything this year. Okay, forcing anything will be counterproductive. Being aggressive will cause problems, so be prepared to sit out any delays, detours, or stoppages that you may experience. Your emotions are high this year. Okay, you might feel oversensitive or even take other people's opinions to heart. Keep your emotions and your sensitivity in balance, as a loss of self-control will heighten nervous tension and it will only provoke disharmony in your life. Work with others cooperatively. I lost my train of thought there for a minute. Yeah, be cooperative and have tact and consideration when working with others this year. Give of your time and your energy, but always take care of the smaller details. Okay, be diligent. Your intuition will be highly charged throughout 2024. Okay, to access this intuition, you must listen to your inner voice above all others. Okay, and you might even consider taking up maybe yoga or meditation, or even just spending some time in nature. Use your time to get to know yourself better and have the courage to take care of yourself and put yourself first. Okay, the 2 attracts relationships, so this could be a great time or even a perfect time to meet someone who helps you feel good about yourself. And this could be a romantic relationship or a friendship, any kind of relationship. But remember that finding loving relationships begins with honouring and loving yourself first. So take some time in 2024 to develop your self-love. Okay? So that's for you, my 2s. Now I'm going to move on to my 3s, okay? And you're a 3 if you were born on the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st, or the 30th of any month. Okay, and this applies to me too. I'm the 30th of May. And if you're a 3, yes, this is a good year for us, okay? This is our year to expand and to develop, okay? But the main points of 2024 are to experience pleasure and happiness, and most importantly, to express the joy of living. Okay, so we need to have some fun this year, guys. Approach everything this year with joy, with cheerfulness, and with enthusiasm. Enjoy your friends, lead an active social life, but don't shirk responsibilities. Okay, don't shirk them, but don't allow them to tie you down at the same time. Okay, be there for others and enjoy the delights of love and romance. Concentrate on self-improvement during 2024. Okay, develop your creative talents and use your intuition, your imagination, and your inspiration. Okay, so this will be a great year for those who enjoy endeavours such as acting, singing, writing, or such. And, you will get recognition for your, efforts and hard work. Handle your emotions this year. Don't waste your energies, doing silly stuff. Use your energy to bring projects to satisfactory conclusions. Okay, so put your energy to great use. Avoid self-indulgence or extravagance during 2024. Okay, focus on what's beautiful in you and in others around you. Your world will look and feel better daily if you just concentrate on the beauty that you're surrounded with. Okay, we've sometimes a tendency to concentrate on the negative stuff. I'm asking you to concentrate on the positive in 2024. Now we're going to move on to our 4s, okay? And you fall under the number 4 if you were born on the 4th, on the 13th, on the 22nd, or on the 31st of any month, okay? So if you're a 4, okay, for you this will be a year where you establish a secure foundation for future development, okay? So this is a time to get the details of your life in order. Now this vibration governs earthly concerns such as your home, your family, your money, your finances, and day-to-day activities. If you think about 4 corners, okay, it creates a square. So you want to square your corners and set the stage for the year of change that lies ahead. Anything you can do to get organized will serve you well this year. Okay? Strengthen the weak areas in your life. Take care of details. Put everything in order, ready for potential growth. Be practical and rational and make the most of your ability to organize and to manage. Okay? A lot going on. But you must concentrate on meeting your obligations. Work may seem hard and unrelenting at times this year, but there is so much satisfaction to get from it. And if you shirk your responsibilities at work, okay, then other areas of your life will suffer. Okay, so don't shirk any responsibilities at work or otherwise. Okay, do the hard work and then you can enjoy the positives of life. Progress this year will be slower than normal. Okay, don't rely on luck or on dreams. They're not going to be any help to you this year. Okay, keep your shoulder to the wheel and keep pushing forward. Be mindful of your health throughout this year. Okay, your physical body will need more attention. So make sure to stay disciplined about getting enough rest and enough exercise. I know this sounds dull and restrictive, but it isn't. These disciplines will create more freedom and expansiveness for you to develop into. Now, this can be a highly enjoyable time where you feel yourself becoming more secure and stronger every day. And this year can also be a beneficial time to enjoy with your family. Okay, so a lot to think about there, 4s, but enjoy the year. Now I'm going to talk about my 5s, okay? And you fall under the number 5 if you were born on the 5th, on the 14th, or on the 23rd of any month this year, okay? And if you're a 5, then 2024 is the time for you to expand your horizons, okay? It's the right time for you to grow and to change. This is also a time for you to enjoy new friends, new opportunities, some adventure, some excitement, some social activity, and your freedom, in general. Being in a group environment will be especially rewarding for you this year. So consider taking up a new hobby or activity, or even, going back to maybe a hobby or an activity that you used to enjoy in the past that you've let go. Okay, don't avoid social situations in 2024. Also use this year to move away from old routines and habits. If you've been feeling bogged down or stagnant in any area of your life, then 2024 is the right time for you to seek out new direction. Okay, but do it constructively. Try not to scatter your energy in loads of different directions. Okay, being restless or impulsive will interfere with the potential available to you this year. So try to be considered in all of your actions and all of your decisions. Now, many people under the energy of the 5 will move home. They might experience change in their work situation or even in their family situation. So embrace these changes and use them to your advantage. If you're someone who's in business, then any type of advertising will prove very worthwhile for you this year. Take advantage of any opportunity to grow your business. And don't worry, you possibly will make mistakes this year. In fact, you more than likely will make mistakes this year. But this is how we learn, and these lessons help to serve us and to instruct others in the future. Okay, so we're serving ourselves, but we're also, instructing or guiding other people based on our experiences. And that's what experience is about. The older people give experience to the younger people, who in turn, when they grow up and experience life, will pass it on. Okay, so we instruct or we guide others in, throughout our lives, basically. Okay, 5s, I've confused you enough. Let's move on to number 6. Okay, now you fall under the number 6 if you were born on the 6th, on the 15th, or on the 24th of any month. Okay, and if this is you, then balance and responsibility and love would be the themes for you in 2024. With all the changes that you've experienced over the past couple of years, now is the time to restore your body and to restore your mind and to restore your spirit. Build yourself back up. This is definitely a year to concentrate on your home life, okay? And this means the duties and responsibilities of the family and your close community. You must learn to understand the occasional need for sacrifice without becoming a doormat or a martyr. Okay, so we'll all give up some of our time for people, but we won't become their doormat. Okay, this is a time for you to serve your spouse, your children, your parents, close friends. It's a year where you may well end up looking after someone who's old or someone who is suffering with ill health. It will, however, be a good year to resolve tensions. So talk things over with those closest to you, understand everyone's needs, and try to be as unselfish and as giving as possible. Okay, so my 6s, 2024 will be a good year for you to enjoy romance. Okay, woohoo if you're looking for a new partner. The more love and affection my 6s give out this year, the more they will receive. The law of attraction says it's for everybody, but particularly so for my 6s this year. This will be a good year for people to attract new partners, to get married, or maybe even to work on your existing marriage or relationship. As long as you communicate openly and don't try to hide or to disguise how you're feeling, okay, or what's going on in your head. Doesn't matter if your feelings are positive or negative. Share them with your partner, significant other, whatever that might be, because they can't do anything about it if they don't know. Everything outside of your home life, 6s, will seem to move very slowly this year. Okay, your attention will be on domestic issues, but you still need to not neglect other areas of your life. Okay, welcome the slow pace of this year. But there will be demands on your time and your money. Things are happening even if they're not, entirely visible to you at this very moment. Finally, for my 6s, during 2024, base all of your decisions on what you really want rather than what you think you should do or on what you feel others think about you or, think is good for you or whatever. Okay, so this decisions for 2024 need to come from the heart. Now, my number 7s, been waiting patiently. So you fall under the 7 if you were born on the 7th, the 16th, or the 25th of any month. And the 7 is always the number of introspection. Okay, it's a time to gain an understanding of yourself. So, the 7s will be looking inward this year. They'll want to spend time alone or maybe, in a quiet or a peaceful environment. So meditate and rely on your intuition this year and avoid the pressures of work if you can. If you're not a person to meditate or to sit still, walking in nature or a trip to the seaside will always uplift you. There's such power in the sea, guys. Now, reflect on the lessons of your past and present and use these lessons to plan for the future. Okay, so use your experiences. Don't take action on anything this year if you can avoid it at all. Be patient and wait for things to develop at their own pace. Now, on a personal level, you may find yourself feeling lonely at times during 2024, okay? But you're developing inner powers and spiritual awareness that will bring you a broader faith in your spirituality, and it'll also awaken new interests and new understanding in you. You may come across as cool or detached to the people that are around you, okay, but they don't really understand you. So don't feel like you have to explain yourself. Only explain yourself to those who seem interested in listening. Okay, don't forget that you're your priority this year, not others. Reading, study, research, or even writing will all be attractive to you this year as you find your consciousness expanding. If you're a writer, this can be the year to create your best work, as long as you don't let your emotions get the better of you. But be mindful of your physical health this year. Don't ignore any symptoms or feelings that you have. Okay? So now my number 8s. You fall under the number 8 if you were born on the 8th, the 17th, or the 26th of any month this year. Okay? So we already know that 2024 is an 8 universal year, and we've already discussed some of the energies of the number 8 already, okay? But for you on a personal level, this will be a time of accomplishment, and you'll find yourself operating more effectively and smoothly this year, more so than at any time over the past 7 years. So you need to take advantage of this energy for maximum impact in all areas of your life. If you are someone who's involved in business, you will feel this impact in a big way this year, okay? But it will be felt across all areas of life, but you will notice it considerably in your business. Now, as mentioned before, the 8 brings the culmination of all the work and effort that you've put out over the past 7 years. So if you haven't put in the work, then you will have to deal with the consequences of that lack of effort this year. So, you need to show your efficiency, your practicality, your ability, your good judgment. These are qualities that you have that you need to put on show this year. Stop hiding them away. Take charge, be self-confident, but try to avoid being emotional and unbalanced, okay? You do have the opportunity and likely will impress those around you this year, but try not to be impractical. Be realistic, don't be a dreamer, but do keep a sense of perspective. If you find yourself stressed, nervous, or anxious this year, then try not to overexert yourself, okay? Even if you're feeling like opportunities can't be missed, you need to be mindful of your emotional well-being during 2024. So never push yourself outside of your comfort zone. Okay? So that's my 8s. Now finally, let's move on to the 9s. So anything that's left. If you were born on the 9th, on the 18th, or on the 27th of any month, okay, then others might be drawn to you for advice this year. Trust in yourself. Trust that you have what it takes to guide them. You might find yourself reflecting quite a lot on the past this year. But this is only so that you learn from it, okay? And that you know and you recognize that you've moved on from it, okay? So it's a self-confidence builder. But make sure you're not holding on to your past. You need to let go of whatever doesn't serve you anymore, okay? So my 9s need to finish up any loose ends or unfinished business this year, okay? Forgive anyone who needs forgiveness and include yourself in that. This year is your opportunity to let go of relationships that no longer hold meaning for you. So this could be friendships, it could be work relationships, or it could be romantic relationships. Okay, but don't fight letting go of someone or something. Okay, because releasing them will leave you open for new and more productive relationships. Try not to start anything new before October of this year. Okay, 9s, are you listening? Try not to start anything new before October. The first 9 months of this year are for you to let go. After that, you can welcome new opportunities and adventures. Okay, but be warned. Anything started this year can end abruptly and prematurely. So be careful, okay, and be patient. Okay, that does include romantic relationships, I'm afraid, for those of you who are single. The 9s will find a lot of drama and emotion in their lives in 2024. Try to express yourselves, with love and with compassion as much as you can. Even though you will feel like you're not getting love and compassion from those around you, you're still being asked, to show your own love and compassion. Because, we talked about karma at the top of this. Okay, so you should have fallen under one of those numbers. Now, if you were born on the 11th or on the 29th of a month, you will fall under the 11 personal year as well, because 11 is a master number. Okay, so if you're born on either the 11th or the 29th, okay, you will feel the effects of the 2 that we discussed earlier, and you'll also feel some of the effects of the 1, not so much, mostly the 2. But also, you'll find that you have a heightened sensitivity this year, and that, it's a really good time for you to work on yourself, to expand your awareness of the forces and the energies that are going on around you in this world. Okay, concentrate on your spirituality and develop your intuition. Now, this year will bring out a lot of nervous tension in your environment, which will, it'll only distract you from your ability to develop your new awareness of the energies around you. So be patient with yourself. Take things slowly. Don't ignore what's happening inside of you as well as what's happening around you. It'll be necessary for you to work to find a balance this year. Now, it's also a relationship orientated year, okay? It can be a wonderful time to meet someone who helps you feel good about yourself, whether that's romantic or friendship or otherwise, okay? But remember, finding loving relationships begins with honouring and loving yourself first. Okay, so try to take any opportunity to love and to indulge yourself this year. Okay, prioritise your well-being and your happiness. You've so much to share, and this is a great year for you to do just that. Okay, share yourself with others, develop your intuition. Get in touch with your spiritual side, 11s. Okay, this is a great year for you to do it. It's also a great year for you to leave behind, any beliefs, maybe be it religious or, whatever other kind of beliefs or whatever that you've been carrying with you, even if it's trauma, from your youth or from home life or whatever. Try and let go of all of that. Okay, concentrate on yourself. You're important this year. It's your development that matters. Okay. So phew, I got to the end of that. Okay, I know that there's a lot in there for you to remember, but the podcast will be there for a long time, okay? So if you need to refer back to it, it's still going to be online. Remember that this is just general advice, okay? You can get more individual and personalised forecasts by seeking out individual readings from numerologists or from astronomers or psychics or whatever. Guys, I wish you all the best for 2024, okay? Remember that anything is possible and that you have the power to change the direction of your life. Okay, you just need to decide what it is that you want. So communication with yourself is key. Have an amazing New Year's Eve, guys, okay? Enjoy your time with your families. Remember that your loved ones in spirit are rooting for you to live your life to the fullest. And they will be with you every single step of the way. Okay? So for now, I'll say goodbye, but I will see you in the next episode of Life After Life. So until then, take care and stay safe.
Discussing everything about the afterlife and spirit world.